Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today on Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today we're with Kurt Dallmeyer, Washington County Fair. Kurt, how are you doing?
We're doing great today.
Good, good. Hey, give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up, and then talk about your history and your position with the fair.
Well, sure. I've been a lifelong resident here in Washington, Iowa. I was born and raised in town and just moved north of town. We farm, raise cattle, and run a trucking business. And so that keeps us pretty busy. And then I've been involved with the county fair board. Well, actually, even before that, I was in 4-H and FFA and started as a junior 4-H'er and showing bottle calves was the first livestock project that I showed, and continued all the way through a senior and went to college at the Great Iowa State. And then our fair board, we had some members ask if I was interested in being a member of our fair board. And so I said yes. And I will have been on for almost right at 25 years. I've been on our current fair board and currently just got elected as president of our fair board back in September at our annual meeting. And ahead of that, I was vice president and then just was a current member on the board.
Okay.
So quite a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got an ag history or a livestock history. Were you a 4-H'er as a youngster?
Oh, yes. Yep. All the way through when I could. For 9 years, I was a 4-H'er and then a 4-year FFA member. So, yeah, I had a direct involvement the entire time.
What was some of your greatest memories as a youngster and as a youth with 4-H?
I think it even started with my first project. Yeah, it was a bottle calf project where we get a couple day old calf and raise that calf, and that project spawned into you bring it back to the fair the next year. Started a cow herd with it, and that was probably my most memorable project that I had. And then moving on to that would be, when I grew up at the county fair, we didn't have smartphones, cell phones, weren't any of that. So probably one of my best memories is you got to see kids from the other parts of the county you never got to socialize with.
Right.
Same sport as you saw them at the county fair. And it was just a blur of friendships that you maybe only got to see them a few times. So my involvement in 4-H, being involved even in county council to state 4-H council and stuff like that, it was all because of the connections and the socializing. And that was probably the best memories for me growing up in 4-H.
What do you see now with your 4-H and your ag kids as county fairs kind of evolve and change a little bit?
Us as a fair board have seen a lot of changes as far as some of the livestock numbers and even the static projects have shrunk back a little bit. We're very fortunate that our extension works well with our fair board, and they have a person that puts on programs in our grade schools, and they talk about 4-H and different projects and learning sessions. And so we actually maintain in the state of Iowa, we usually maintain somewhere between number 4, number 10 in the state for number of 4-H'ers in the 4-H program. And so we're very proud that we're able to maintain the youth when, as we see all sports, it used to just be sports for a very short period, baseball months that you played it. Now they want you to play year round. And so with all the other options that kids have today for activities, we see it tough to maintain the youth to be involved in county fairs. We've been fortunate that we've been active in having classes for them, programs, and finding a place for those youth to use some of their time.
Yeah, no, that's spectacular. I think that's pretty rare, actually. In our interview during our series, what we're hearing today is pretty rare and unique for you guys as you go through there. Tell us about your fair. What does it look like if people were to visit town? Give us the visual. What does it look like when you walk in the gate? What activities do you have? What goes on there?
Well, so we're on about a 40-acre site, and some fairs around are known a lot for big name entertainment. We've got some I can think of that they'll get a Garth Brooks in, or Taylor Swift or something like that. That's not what our fair has been based around. Ours is heavily a very competitive livestock fair. We compete very well every year at the Iowa State Fair, and have had a lot of champions usually every year. It depends on the species. We've even had some years where we've had the Grand and Reserve champions in 4 different species at the State Fair. So the level of livestock competition in our fair is what a lot of people come and notice. On the entertainment side of our fairgrounds, we have, if it has a motor and maybe a chance of some peril, it seems like that's what draws our crowds. And
Sure.
so track pulls, mud drags, motocross, rodeo, and demolition dirt. And then we also we have a lot of other acts during the day, and we started doing this several years ago to keep, here you have a livestock show, and then you might have evening entertainment. There's a dead period in between, and so we started having a lot of free entertainment. Circus acts to magicians, hypnotists, clowns, you name it. We had the rattlesnake guy brought in rattlesnakes last year. We've had strolling acts, and then we always have kind of feature acts. This year we have the Royal the Royal Legacy Circus is one of our highlights, and they'll do all kinds of aerobatic acts. We've got a Tumbleweed Crossing, which is a Old West show.
Yep.
And we've got Jason the Circus Man, and we've got Doc and his clown act. And so we a lot of these little things that keep people involved in the fair all day long. And so I think we try to keep it fresh and new, and that's one of the things that we draw people. And the 4-H people are going to come because they're showing.
Yep.
But we like to see people that aren't from maybe the fair side or the countryside, and come from town and make their way out into the country and or out to our county fair and see the kids caring for their livestock. But yet we also bring them some entertainment that they're not going to see anywhere else unless they come.
Yeah, no, that works. That makes sense. Very good. Very good. All right. Couple of fun questions. I'm a live entertainment guy. So I want to know 2 things. One, what's the best concert you've ever seen in your entire life?
So I've got 2.
All right.
Def Leppard and Journey.
Okay.
Was outstanding. And then Garth Brooks.
All right.
And those 2 have been at the top of our list. And if I had to say a close third, would be Alabama and Charlie Daniels. They played
for sure.
And I tell you, that was a wild, really good concert there. So
if you could bring one act, dead or alive, to your county fair, money's not an issue, who would you bring?
Oh, my wife would tell you George Strait.
Right. Yep.
I would maybe tell you Carrie Underwood.
Okay.
I think Carrie Underwood right now would be who I'd like to see if we could bring it. That would be it.
That'd be perfect. Kurt, how do people find out more about the Washington County Fair?
So we've got a website, WashingtonCountyFairIA.com.
Okay.
And then also we are one of the first fairs in the state. We developed an app, and so we have our own county fair app.
Okay.
You can get on the App Store. It'll have a big red W and then a blue CF, and basically that'll tell our schedules, all of our entertainment, maps, and different things, vendors, what there is. So either our website or our app, and that's just a really good way to get to see what's going on at the Washington County Fair.
That's perfect. Very good. Kurt Dallmeyer, Washington County Fair. Thanks for being on Live Music Nation podcast with us.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle